Yo, what's going on, people? It's your boy Aldous Snow, and today I'm here with another vlog, and I got my boy TUPACIO with me. He's a very intelligent brother, an author, and we are sitting here talking about the Democratic debate that just passed, and we noticed that none of the people on the ballot brought up the most important thing to black people, and that is motherfucking reparations. Do you think that we will ever receive reparations in this country?
Well, I do believe that this the ugly thing. I believe that we received reparations before, and I believe that they took it back. But do I believe that we'll get it again? I don't necessarily. I don't see it unless their feet are being held to the fire. Because black people did get 40 acres and a mule on the East Coast, and they tilled and worked that land for probably 5 years or so, and then the U.S. government basically took that land back and gave it to Southerners.
Right.
So it's just the way to look at it, I guess.
When you say until they feet are held over the fire, what you mean by that?
Well, until, black people start pressing them more, because you have a lot of different issues that people will rally around, and Malcolm X had a good saying: if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. But my thing is, if you stand for everything, you'll fall for anything. Most of the time, a lot of black people rally around everybody else's movements, but when they look around, they be like, dang, we don't got no allies. Because when the reparation talk was brought up, how many different people was like, man, let's help black people get reparations. A lot of them kind of was like, nah, bro, they get reparations, where that's gonna put me. So if we had, more unity amongst us, I agree that reparations is very feasible.
I'm gonna disagree. And this is why I disagree about the fact that we will ever get reparations. Picture you have a company, right? And it's a family company, but for the longest time, your family never ran it. You had these same people from the same family in there running it. And it's a family company, so it's been passed down from your grandfather to his grandfather to your father to you. And now you have it, but the whole time your family had it, that same family was running it, even when your great-great-grandfather was working there. And all of a sudden, these people are saying, hey, we want you to give us enough money to never have to work again. What happens to your company after that?
It's going down, though.
It's going down. Not only that, but they might start a company that could compete with the company you have already. Not only do they have the money to do so now, but they've been running your company for years. So they might be able to run it better than you. And I think that's the case with America. I think that's why America will never allow us to have reparations. This economy revolves around black and brown people. You can go to any labor job right now, and what are you gonna see there? You're not gonna see no white kid in there working for $11 an hour. It's us. So if you say, hey, here's enough money for you to never have to work again, what happens to all of the jobs that we've been fighting so hard to bring back to America in the first place? The business collapse. And you have these valuable people, even though they don't want us to know we are valuable economically to this country. We are very valuable. You have these valuable people that decide to just get up, and which most of us will probably just get up and leave. And the whole country collapses. You have the sun finally setting on a great America. Let me ask you this. As I was watching the presidential debate, I noticed in the beginning of the campaign, like you were saying, everybody was gung-ho for reparations. But as we get closer to the date for election, it seems to have slipped everybody's mind. Why is that?
I believe that these people know that you can brush black issues under the rug and it won't be a problem, because most of them, they're trying to get, I guess their constituents would be like middle America, mostly European people, white Americans or whatever. So they'll cater to, their needs and whatever at the behest of, or against black people, because it's like, okay, it's only 14% of the population. If they show up to vote, it's good, but we have because black people used to be the second population in America. Now we're the third to Latinos. It's like they classify all Latinos as one group. So it's like black people kind of falling out. And it's like, man, if we fall a 4 or 5, then it's like, they never got to address the issues, because it's going to be a point where it's not enough of us. So I kind of agree with what you said, though, where reparations could also be pretty much a death blow to them. But the thing with African Americans versus other groups is African Americans never set out and said, man, let me be a part of the United States. Man, that American dream over there, I want a piece of that American dream. Our people was, kidnapped and enslaved and worked lives after lives after lives. Like whole generations came and went on plantation. So I kind of feel like it's not really it's almost at a point where it's not, they don't really have a choice if they're gonna give up the reparations. They just gotta come to what form of reparations that they're gonna give.
Lately, I've been hearing about people who are moving back to Africa, specifically Ghana. Ghana is offering all type of incentives for African American people to come home. Would you recommend that? African people or African American people packing up and moving to a place that they've never seen. But again, I'm playing devil's advocate, so it's a place we've never seen before. It's a system that is supposedly more corrupt than the system we're already under. But yet, the only thing that we have, or the only leverage that we seem to have in Ghana, is a lack of racism. So would you recommend black people saving their pennies and flying off to Ghana?
In the United States, we don't have no autonomy, or like, we don't make our own rules and regulations and laws. And it's like, if we go to Ghana, it's gonna kind of be the same. Yeah, we'll be amongst our people, but as far as the African American, they're not having the ability to be in control of their lives. So it's gonna, like, you go under the United States, then you go to Ghana and you're gonna be underneath. They already got a whole country set up with presidents and all of that stuff. So it's like, we go over there and we're just gonna move in under their system. But I don't agree that you should run from one situation to another one.
Last question, and we gotta wrap up. The minister, Louis Farrakhan, has talked many times about the $1 trillion a year that black people spend in commercialism. He's talked about the fact that we could take that money and start our own government, own country with that. Do you see black people taking that advice and moving in that direction? And if so, how long will it be before we're there?
Man, I just think the effects of whatever our people went through here, it kind of like, I don't want to say made us not trust each other, but it kind of like dispersed us a little bit. And I think it's going to be hard for us to come together. Even if we never ever been together that tight before slavery, it's going to be hard to bring us back together. But a lot of money do touch our hands, and I think they put us in like one of the top 5 countries or something like that with the amount of money they touch. So I do think it's possible. But man, it will be hard to get every black person on the same page. But I'm of the belief that you can't really save everybody, and you shouldn't, because everybody they're not gonna want to come with you. That's a good question though.
Hold on just a second, TUPACIO. Our producer wants to chime in.
So, what do you think will help black people come together and actually take control of this situation?
I think it's kind of like patriotism, man. When Mike Brown got killed out there in Missouri, it was a lot of black people that was coming from other different states, because it kind of gave them like a common purpose to shoot for. But let's say at 9/11, you had all of these people on a different side of the aisle, but it's like, okay, once they got attacked, it was something that gave them a purpose. They had a common enemy and they rallied around it. Right now, there's too many different things that kind of occupy black people's minds. But I do think if an event came that pushed us together, that probably would be the best thing though.
Also, guys, my brother TUPACIO, he has a book coming out about the Florida Seminoles. Tell us a little bit about your book, bro.
I got a book coming out about the Florida Seminoles, and this was the largest slave rebellion in the history of North America. We always hear about Haiti. We hear about Nat Turner's rebellion, and Nat Turner rebellion was a good brother. He had good intentions, but it didn't really last long. He kind of got caught fast, and he didn't really get to do what he wanted to do. When you come with the Seminoles, you have a war that went from like 1816 all the way to about 1858, and this history kind of been hidden out of the history books. But that's pretty much what we cover in the book, showing it was a war on slavery and a black war. And
what can we expect to be able to purchase that book, and where can we find that?
I mean, we should be able to have this book out to the people in less than a month, and it should be from freeblacksociety.com. You can go check that out. We even got some decent shirts on there too for the people to check out.
As always, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe to the page. Keep checking me out. I'll have more videos with topics like this, unveiling new technology, as well as some comedy skits coming, a little jambalaya for you guys. Other than that, see y'all later.